Hey, it's Greg Milby, Community Storyteller for Kentucky's Heartland, and we are at Hardin County Schools Central Office, the hub, as I like to say. That is Superintendent Terry Morgan there with Hardin County Schools, and this is Dr. Sally Sugg with West Point Independent Schools. And we're talking today about this merger between Hardin County Schools and West Point Independent Schools. Been talked about for a little bit. It's now official, and we have got things moving here. So I wanted to have them in, or I wanted to come visit them because, you know, that's how important it is. I come to you to do this. So
I appreciate that.
First of all, Terry, let's talk about what does this mean for Hardin County Schools?
What this means for our schools is that we have an opportunity to welcome 139 new students over the next couple of years. That number will increase each year that this merger continues to happen. Excited about the opportunity to bring these students forward and let them see what Hardin County has to offer them and what the families can look for as far as communication, and knowing that they're not running from something, they can run to the opportunities that Hardin County has.
Now, Sally, I know it's kind of been a stressful, I don't know, year or two with West Point Independent Schools. So does this take a little bit off the shoulders? Is there still some concern with parents and teachers at West Point?
Well, I would say there always are going to be concerns until their students are actually in the seats and experiencing what they will experience here in Hardin County. But I do think that it has been alleviated a little bit when they found out which schools the students would be going to, and also Ms. Morgan and I have worked together pretty closely through the transition to make sure that we communicated everything we knew in real time to our students and our families. And so we have several transition activities coming up our families are excited about. They'll get to visit the schools. We've had Hardin County leadership come to our school and meet our staff, and we've talked to staff pretty extensively about what their opportunities are with working for Hardin County. So I think the more information we can get to the community and to our students and their families, the better they feel.
Good. So that's what happens is the staff there will automatically kind of work their way into other different schools in the Hardin County school system?
It depends on where they're at in their tenure. We have some teachers there who have what we call continuing experience, and so they will have a continuing contract. So those teachers with 5 years or more experience will automatically come to Hardin County. Classified will have those same opportunities. However, those employees with less than 5 years experience will apply for jobs and have the same opportunity as people within the West Point community, the Creekside community, the Elizabethtown community. They will have those opportunity to apply for that. However, if they have continuing contracts, they will have a job here in Hardin County.
Okay. A lot of moving parts when you talk
Yes.
about merging two school systems here. But as this is a question I'm sure immediately in somebody's mind, what's this going to cost? What will it cost the taxpayers of this community for this merger?
Well, for West Point, it means about a 43 cent discount on every $100.
Well, that's not a bad deal at all.
That's something I know many of them are looking forward to. For the Hardin County taxpayers, because West Point has really been working hard to watch their pennies and nickels, this will not cost the Hardin County taxpayers any money. We will start receiving the SEEK funds for those students who come to our district, which will help pay for the teachers and the transportation. And other than that, it really should not cost our tax dollars, our taxpayers, any additional funding.
So what happens to the building with West Point? What do we do with that?
The building will remain the property of Hardin County Schools, which is great. I believe you know that we have an increase of population at Fort Knox. So for the next foreseeable future, we will hold on to that school. I believe the community will still be interested in using that facility to provide opportunities for their students in that community on the weekends and during the summer. It was important to them to have that opportunity for those students.
So what's the plan for these students? So if somebody is, let's just say you've got a kid that's getting ready to go into kindergarten, maybe somebody that's not familiar, walk us through where kids are going to go and the process for that.
We already have a day scheduled with West Point to go and register for kindergarten, and then also to give people the opportunity to apply for preschool. And those students will go to North Park Elementary, which is our early childhood education center for just preschool and kindergarten. Then if they are students grade 1 through 5, they will go to Vine Grove Elementary. And then right across the way is J.T. Alton. And so the 6th through 8th graders will go to J.T. Alton. And then the differing point here is that North Hardin High School, the current 8th graders at West Point will begin North Hardin High School next year. However, the students who are currently enrolled in Elizabethtown Independent will have the opportunity to stay at Elizabethtown Independent until completion upon their graduation at Elizabethtown High School.
Do they have an option if they wanted to switch over, or
Absolutely,
is that,
yes. They have that opportunity, but we also felt in working with Elizabethtown Independent that the students, they have developed those relationships, felt it was really important for them to have the opportunity to stay, but yet if they choose to go to Hardin County, they will have that opportunity as well.
Cool, awesome. So Sally, what are you doing to transfer, to kind of work the process for the students for next year?
Well, first of all, our whole community and our students and our families, we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate what West Point has been for years, and I believe that school system started around 1845, so it has a lot of tradition, a lot of history, and we have several upcoming events planned to celebrate that and to honor the past. And so that's been a really important point that we want to make sure our community's involved in. And that will kind of culminate on June the 6th. We're having an alumni function where people can come and tour the building one last time and have a banquet honoring those alumni. We had recently a basketball game with the firefighters of West Point playing our boys on the team. And that was really, really nice. We honored all of the past athletes and actually had an athlete from the 1940s that came. And so we honored all of those folks. But in addition to honoring the past, we're also preparing our kids for the future at Hardin. And we've been working very closely with the staff here, making sure that the assessments they use, we're using as well. And any things that we can do that are similar to what Hardin County does in the classroom, trying to make that a seamless transition. So there's a lot of work ahead, though. We have a lot of things in our building that will be moving to Hardin County, and a lot of things that we'll be looking at. If Hardin doesn't need those things, we'll be surplusing those. So looking at probably having an auction sometime first couple of weeks of June to sell a lot of the things that will be surplus that Hardin County really doesn't need duplicates of. So a lot of work ahead.
There it is. And I'm sure it's a little bit of a challenge because West Point Independent Schools has always been, it's a small school system, and they're all together. And I know they spend a lot of time together. And when you move into Hardin County school system, it's a little on the bigger side. Do we have anything planned for those students maybe in the first semester of the year to kind of help with the transition? Because I'm sure that's going to be a little bit of a culture shock to somebody.
Well, honestly, waiting until that transition happens is a little late. So what has happened thus far is, first off, we sent the video welcoming them just so they can see a familiar face. And then all of our principals went to West Point to visit with Dr. Sugg and the staff to say, what can we do to make this transition as seamless as possible? The next event will be all of our principals sitting down with the students, introducing themselves in person. And then that will be followed by a family night. All of the schools, North Park, J.T. Alton, Vine Grove, and North Hardin High School will be available to those families within the West Point community at the school. Just to say, what questions do you have? What concerns do you have? Then we will have a day for those students to actually come and walk the hallways of each of those schools, and then we'll have a parent night within that school without the students being present. We felt it's important for the parents to be able to walk the hallways to see that, yes, it's a little bigger than what you're accustomed to, but you'll see it's a great place for your students to be. And then before school starts, we'll have a picnic for those families, let them go through the hallways, make sure each of them have, the T-shirt to wear there, so when there's a dress down day or casual day, those kids fit right in. Our main goal is just to make sure that they feel welcome before the school year starts. Once the school year starts, you referenced the employees that work there, the schools where they are going, there will be people who will transfer from West Point to those schools. We want those students to see a familiar face once they arrive at those schools. So that'll be a neat little feature for them to have when they get to school.
Well, somebody on the outside looking in, I see just amazing things with this because, you know, we're growing our community. This community continues to grow, hence why we keep seeing new schools being built and why but it's just amazing to see what the growth is happening in this community. And I look forward to seeing what students now will do when they come back to our community to make a difference. Right. So thanks for all the work you guys are doing in this, and congratulations. I think this is going to be a great marriage of two school systems to really affect our kids, and I appreciate all the work you guys are doing.
Thank you.
We're excited about having them.
All right, Terry Morgan, Hardin County Schools, and right here is Sally Sugg with West Point Independent Schools, and just kind of getting us updated on what's going on with the merger. Appreciate you watching. This is Kentucky's Heartland.